Hello and welcome back. I'm Stickmasterluke. Let's keep the ball rolling. The function for tweening. Let's go look at what that is. View, object browser. Any GUI object can tween. They have a built-in function for it. I forgot what it's called. So I'm just gonna search frame. I didn't get the right frame. Frame. So frame is a GUI object. And here are the tween functions. Tween position. Oh gosh. So I'm just gonna copy this right here. Copy. Come over here. Where are we? Result prompt, semicolon. And I paste all this jibber jabber. And let's just fill in the blanks. So, what is the position that we want to be at? udim2.new. And the position that we want to tween to, so it's tween from the left side of the screen to the center of the screen. So the position it's tween to is its current position right now. .5, comma, -170, comma, 0.5, comma, -192. Is that correct? 0.5? Yeah. Yes. Oh, I put 0.05 for some reason. Okay. 192. Then close the parentheses. Okay. The next thing is easing direction. This is part of animations. So we just, by default, it's telling you that it's out. So we're just going to be saying, okay, it's going to be out. And then easing style. This is also part of animations and how they move. And we're just going to, by default, it's going to be quad. So we're just going to be like, okay, yeah, it's quad. Quad by default. Then float time. This is how long it takes for the tween to take place. Tween is moving something from one side to another. In case I didn't make that clear. And this is how long this tween takes. So this tween is going to be 1 second long. So it's going to take 1 second to fly from the left side to the center. And then these last two, we're not going to even need. So we're just going to completely ignore them and not even send that kind of information. Okay, so it tweens from the left side of the screen to the center. It takes 1 second. And then we're going to want to sit on top of the center of the screen for maybe 7 seconds. And then we're going to want to tween from the center to the right side of the screen. So where do we want to end? Probably somewhere like 1, 60, 0.5, -92. So this makes sure that it's completely off the screen by 60 pixels. And so it doesn't matter what we change information to on the page. We tween it from the left side of the screen to the center, wait 7 seconds, and then tween it out. And we're going to want to do very similar for the classes. So I'm copying and pasting this. And I'm Control H. Control H is find and replace. Where are we finding? Result. What are we replacing it with? Class. Find first child. Find next, sorry. And I'm just going to click replace. Replace, 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 replace. Okay. So now it's moving the class window. And in the class window, we have a little bit different things that it's going to be doing. So let's get rid of this one for now. And let's set up this one. Okay, for class. If the server's telling you that you are the Bloxxer, it sends you information. The first information is class, and the second information is Bloxxer. So we're propping up the class window that says you are the Mad Bloxxer. So you are the Mad Bloxxer. And I think this text should be a reddish text color, and that's actually this color right here. And then the description should be your goal is to blocks everyone. All the people, blocks them all. Okay. Gonna copy this, paste it here. Else if it doesn't tell you that you're the Bloxxer, if instead it tells you that you're the sheriff, then you are the sheriff In fact, this shouldn't have an exclamation point. There's that. Okay. You are the Mad Bloxxer, or you are the sheriff. And your goal as the sheriff is not to blox anyone. Let's get rid of this immediately. Make sure nothing wrong happens. Okay. Your goal is to find the Mad Bloxxer and put them away for good. Find the Mad Bloxxer, put them away for good. Alright, and if you're not the Bloxxer or the sheriff, then what do you need to know? You are a bystander. Help the sheriff find the Mad Bloxxer. Okay, so if you're just one of the other classes, one of the people that just walks around, you're a bystander, and your goal is to help the sheriff find the Mad Bloxxer. So that's your description. And also we want to update the colors. I forgot to do it for this one. The sheriff should be 111 divided by 255. 149 divided by 255. And then 1. And this is kind of like a bluish color. This is like a reddish color for the Bloxxer, bluish color for the sheriff, and maybe a greenish color. That would be 117 divided by 255. The middle one should be 1. That's RGB. So middle one's going to be greenish. And the B is going to be 156. Okay. Cool. And that is it. That's everything. That's everything for the screen GUI. Of course, we haven't tested it. Of course, we haven't hooked this up yet. We gotta send the information. So right now, it's ready to receive information, but our game script does not send it yet. So let's go to our main game script, and we gotta tell players what their classes are. Let's do the results first, while we're right here at the sorted results. So we don't have the event yet. Let's go actually make the event. Local event variable equals replicated. Oh no, we do have the event. It's right here. Cool. Okay, so this event, go back down where we were. Okay, so on player wins, Bloxxer failed, we're going to want to put event fire all clients. So we're telling all the clients, every player, everything that's listening to this event, A, we're sending them a result, and B, the game timed out. What happened is there's more than 2 players left. There's more than or equal to 2 players left. That means that the players won. Either the players won or the game timed out. So actually, we'll just set this to players win. Okay. And then for this one, the Bloxxer win. So we're sending result and we're sending Bloxxer win. And down here, this is a player win. Yep, cool. Let's just make sure we're sending the same information that we're listening for. So result, Bloxxer win. Results with an S. Result. So we're actually going to want to change this S. Get rid of that. Okay, so we're listening to result, Bloxxer win, player win. Oh, that should not be next. Oh wait, yeah, that should. Okay, so just result, Bloxxer win. If it's not Bloxxer win, then it's a player win. So over here, we're sending result, players win. Result, Bloxxer wins, players win. Okay, cool. So that's the results. We've hooked up the results. Now we also are going to want, I'm going to copy this. for when we're telling people when the game starts what they are. So maybe when we teleport the contestants, that's when we're going to want to tell them. So right here actually is a pretty good place to tell people. So since right here we're checking all the contestants as we're teleporting them. If this one's a Bloxxer, we give them a sword, and when we give them a sword, we also tell them, hey, you're the Bloxxer, that's what this sword is for. Good luck. So class, and you're the Bloxxer. And then over here, we're like, hey, you're the sheriff, here's your net gun. Good luck. I don't know what else to say. Good luck. Hope you get them. I don't want to get blocked. And then if you're neither of these, else, you just need else. If you're neither of those, then you're a bystander. Oh, this result needs to be class. And this result needs to be class. Cool. So, class Bloxxer, class sheriff, class bystander. Go to the local script. Class Bloxxer, class sheriff, class, and then anything else. Cool. Now all the GUI should work. There's a few other things that we need to do. We did not do this. Okay, these are pretty important to the game. These are really, they're actually pretty core mechanics to make sure that the game functions properly. We need to make sure that if the sheriff gets blocked by a Bloxxer, that he drops his net gun so that other players can try to capture the Bloxxer. And also, we need to make sure, this one's not as important, but it is still important. We need to make sure the sheriff doesn't block bystanders. There are many ways we can do this. We're just gonna block the sheriff if he blocks a bystander. If he blocks the wrong person, he also gets blocked himself. So, how are we gonna do this? It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Actually, it might get a little bit complicated, but we're also gonna be making the leader stats. We're gonna be setting up the leaderboard and keep track of points. So it's kind of a lot. Here we go. We're gonna want to listen to players that enter our game. We're gonna need a function for every player when they enter the game. So function player added player. And we're gonna want to, when a player is added, okay, when this script, this main game script starts, every single player that's currently in the game needs to be sent to players added, and every player that joins this game needs to be sent to players added. So player added is a event on players, and it gives you the player that joined the game. Player added, cool. So it immediately just calls this function, and it works perfectly. And then also, for all the current players, we're going to want to call this function as well. Cool. So every new player that joins our game, and when the game starts, every player that is currently there goes through this function. And so this function is going to give them their leader stats. So this is how leaderboards work. If most leaderboards do exactly this, and you need to call this. Okay, here I'll show you. Local leader stats equals instance dot new int value. Okay, this is very important. We're making a new object. It's an int value, just a number value. It doesn't matter because it's just kind of a holder. But this thing needs to be named leader stats with a lowercase l. if you make something inside of a player called leader stats with a lowercase l, this is what hold the leaderboard of your actual game of Roblox, our core GUI of Roblox, will show automatically people's scores and stuff as long as you call it leader stats like this. Where did we go? I lost myself. Yeah, here we are. So you got to make sure you call it this, and the GUI will render itself. It's pretty nice. And the things that we're going to want to keep track of in our game are just points. So when you win some rounds and you do some stuff, you earn points. So instance.new int value. So everything that you want to keep track of in your game, everything that you want on the leaderboard in the upper right on your screen when you're playing, you'd put under this thing called leader stats. So we're putting points under leader stats. This I should be capitalized, by the way. Okay. Next, we're doing leader stats dot parent equals player. So after we make leader stats, we put in the player. And this is how it gets rendered. And so that Roblox does all the work for you and creates the leaderboard for you, which is really nice, as long as you stay within the boundaries of calling this leader stats. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Okay, now we're going to want to keep track of the character and when you want to know when a character dies, so that we can give the net gun, give points, and I don't know, all that stuff. We gotta do all that stuff right there. So to do that, player.character added connect. So we gotta keep track of the characters. So as a character adds, when you spawn or when you join the game, it creates a character, and that's considered character added. So character added. We're gonna connect that in a second. Let's also actually, yeah, let's do it right now. So function I want to keep the player with the character, so I'm gonna call a function. So when a character added, very similar to player added, we're gonna have a character added function, and we're also gonna be sending it the player with the character, just so we can keep track of who's who and what's what. We're going to call it a new character. The only thing we're really going to be listening to is when this character dies, so we're going to call this Bloxxed player. We're going to send it the player first and the character of this player. So in here, player, character. And also, maybe the player spawns with a character before the character add function fires. So if they currently have a character, we're going to listen to this once already, and that's kind of easy to do. We just if they have a character already, very similar to what we did with the player.character and player.character.parent, just to make sure that the character is in game. Then we do the same thing as this, except you gotta send player.character. Cool. Okay. Now, on their new character, we're gonna be listening for when this character dies. That's why we called it Bloxxed player, because this is gonna be a Bloxxed player. So to do that, we're going to look for the humanoid and then wait for the humanoid to die. Humanoid equals character find first child humanoid. If humanoid, then end. Okay, so there's an event on humanoid called humanoid.died. and when a humanoid dies, it triggers this function, humanoid died, or this event, humanoid died, and that's going to trigger our function right here that we're creating. Connect function end. Okay. So first thing we want to do is make them drop. If it's a sheriff, we want to check if it's a sheriff. If it is a sheriff, we want them to unequip their tool, and we're gonna unequip the tool, remove the tool, make sure it's gone, and then spawn a pickup so that someone else can pick up the sheriff's net gun. So first thing, like I said, is making sure that the sheriff, if Bloxxed player is equal to the sheriff, then humanoid unequip tools, I think it was. So that unequips his tool, and then we remove everything from the backpack. So if he has it in his hand, it puts it in his backpack, and then we clear everything from the backpack. So local backpack equals Bloxxed player. Okay. If he has a net gun, put it in his backpack, and then we clear everything from the backpack. Easy, easy. Now we also gotta spawn a new one for people to pick up. This can get difficult. This is difficult because we do not want the Bloxxer being able to pick up the net gun. The Bloxxer should not be able to have a net gun and a sword. It's only for people who are trying to fight the Bloxxer. So torso. We gotta find the position of the torso and create a spawn there. So local character. Whoops. Character. What am I doing? Oh yeah. So this is a torso of the Bloxxed character. This is gonna be the location that the tool is dropped. So we gotta make sure we're trying to get a position. And to get a position, we gotta see if there's a torso. We're going to be using the torso position, so we got to make sure that the torso exists. And here we are. We got the torso. And now we're going to drop net gun. Okay, so we got to make this function. We got to make a function that drops a net gun. It shouldn't be too hard. We'll see. That's it for this lesson. Be sure to check out the next video in the series. I'm Stickmasterluke, and remember, you make the game.